something huge is happening behind the scenes for Sonic, and nobody's really talking about it. From the brand new storyboard artists working on Sonic Movie 4, to leaks pointing to a darker Sonic Frontiers 2 story, and even whispers of an entirely new Sonic model that could change how the blue blur looks forever. This might be the biggest shift in the series yet. And plus, we've got news about a new animated Sonic show, Amy Rose's voice actor for Sonic 4, and a major clue that Sonic Frontiers 2's trailer could appear at the Game Awards. So stick around, because this could be where everything starts to connect. And hey, make sure to like and subscribe, but that's only if you like me as a person, so make sure you guys only like and subscribe if you like me as a person. But let's get right into it. So first off, 32 days until the Game Awards. Are you guys excited? So we pretty much know that there's going to be a trailer at the Game Awards, because first off, Sega's had this ongoing momentum. So Shadow Generations and Sonic Crossworlds were both games that were made to kind of curb us over for the year, so don't expect that they were like concurrently working on those games religiously. Actually, Sonic Crossworlds was finished in like January 2025. I think all they had to do was maybe make some DLC levels and add optimization, but all the focus has been strictly on Frontiers 2, and that is an incredible insight. So yeah, 32 days, we're going to be getting a trailer. I'm pretty sure it's either going to be a CGI trailer for Frontiers 2, or we could be getting where we see gameplay. But to be honest, I think it's way too early to see gameplay. But we might also be getting the Shadow movie spin-off, which is going to be really awesome, or maybe something Paramount Sonic movie related, because like, I just don't see how Paramount wouldn't take advantage of that, especially considering we haven't seen anything all year for Paramount. So I feel like that they're going to show something regarding the Sonic movies, but I could be wrong. But Frontiers, I'm very confident about. The whole aspect of how Frontiers 2's story might be as dark as Sonic 06, or even to an extent, because in Shadow Generations, we've started to kind of explore that old storytelling, and because obviously that game got really good reviews, that signaled to Sega exactly what they want to do regarding the darkness or the tone of future Sonic titles, and they've already confirmed with the voice actor of Sonic, Roger Craig Smith, that they wanted to go in more of this darker tone direction, so that's why they've told him to keep his deeper voice. And this was actually after Sonic Crossworlds came out. They actually spoke to him about that, and that was actually known by a fan at an expo event in August 2025. So we know that Sega are continuing to go in that darker direction for the future of Sonic stories. And I feel as if because Metal Sonic's going to be a focal point of Sonic Movie 4, they could be using Metal Sonic as like the main antagonist for Sonic Frontiers 2. So let me know what you think about that in the comments. Now, this leak about this whole new Sonic show in the works, a lot of people have been begging for this to be 2D animated. Please be 2D and keep Sonic in character. I swear, outside of Sonic X and OVA, they always make Sonic a completely different character in animated adaptations, and that's true. They make him completely different in Sonic Prime. Like, I know it's a different iteration of Sonic, but you know what I would love? I want them to make a show that's completely about modern Sonic, because they've never done it before, and I really want them to. Like, no, Sonic X does not count. I want them to make one that's fully modern Sonic, you know, like we could have like a Netflix series for the next game. I mean, imagine the sales that would do. I guess the only thing that they would have to do, obviously, is to like keep the power scaling of modern game Sonic, which is very difficult because he's an incredibly powerful character. But moving on fast, Sonic Movie Updates has said another scoop from Daniel RBK. He says that they're looking for an actress to voice Amy in Sonic Movie 4. Now, the reason this is important, and I'll explain this soon, obviously, is they are now looking all over the internet for what people want, because obviously with Keanu Reeves, so many people asked him to play Shadow, and, you know, Paramount was like, yeah, we're gonna get him. So, I believe that it's going to be someone who has a high profile that has been, you know, prominently asked to play Amy. Now, Cindy Robinson, I really wouldn't mind if they were to go back to the game actors, but there have been many Sonic fans that just want this one specific person, and I'll explain who in a second. Sonic Frontiers 2, we're gonna return to this now. The next Sonic game genuinely has no excuse to be bad or even just fine. Like, they should be putting all of their effort into this next game. They've had all the time to work on it, so since March of 2023, all of the fan feedback from Frontiers, which is a really, really important point. I will explain that very soon, like literally in like a second. I know all of the money that they could ask for from the movies. Obviously, we know the movies has made so much money. There is genuinely no excuse. So this is going to be the best Sonic game we have ever seen for open world Sonic, because they have the budget, they have the time, they've got a triple dev size for Sonic Team, so this game is going to be huge. So yeah, this is going to be one of the best Sonic games ever made, I believe that. And also, Not Normal said on Twitter that they've really been leaning into more of the action era, so obviously you can see here, yeah, they're going to be fully embracing this whole action and the seriousness of Sonic, which is really something I've wanted to see for such a long time, so this is incredible. So that's pretty much confirmation that we're going to be having a lot more action in the newer Sonic game. But in terms of Sonic Frontiers 2's gameplay, a lot of people would love them to keep moving in the direction that they've always have been, just with more momentum focused, well designed, and improved combat. But when it comes to Sonic Movie 4. Everything we know so far, a darker future and time travel elements. We know this strictly from the whole Daniel RBK leaks, and also just the way that they're going to be using Sonic CD's narrative mixed in with Sonic Heroes, and how like the concept art for Sonic Movie 3 was originally supposed to introduce time travel elements, hence why like you obviously saw Metal Sonic and Eggman was in a completely different location. So they're going to be using all of this energy in Sonic 4, which is supposed to be the biggest budget Sonic film ever. It's supposed to be a $300 million budget film, and Sonic 3 was $122 million, so this is going to be insane. Silver will not appear, and I've already stated this, but I believe strongly, I very much believe he will appear in the post-credit. And the reason I know that is because Jeff Fowler has actually acknowledged a lot of the fans who really do want Silver, and actually said it in an interview once. The movie name could be changed to Sonic CD, and that kind of confirms that they're going in that whole direction, and the budget is bigger and CGI likely is twice as big as Sonic 3. So yeah, not just the budget, but also the CGI, which also influences the fact that we could be seeing Metal Overlord, which is gonna be so cool. And this is a side note, let me know what you think of what I'm about to say in the comments, but imagine, we need Super Knuckles, guys. Super Knuckles is like, oh man, we need it. Sonic Movie 4 leaks are just things I do not want you guys to believe in, because a lot of them are AI generated or they're not true. However, all of this information seems very in line and makes a lot of sense, and is pretty much common sense, but you can use all of this information to make sense of what Sega are going to be aiming for. And this tweet from 2 years ago from the official Sonic the Hedgehog Twitter account, taking Collision Chaos into a whole new meaning, Amy's here and ready to play in Sonic Origins. And I wanted to show this off for literally like 20 seconds, but we're going to be seeing more of like a dominant Amy, and Sonic's going to be kind of on the sidelines. They're trying to flip the Sonic CD narrative, so like Amy's more in charge, I guess, which will be a really cool narrative. So let me know what you think of that in the comments. The Sonic animated show as well, a lot of people really want this to be 2D, so that's going to be a very cool thing if we see like this kind of art style, like Sonic Frontiers, Divergence, or the Chow Tales. But quickly shifting back to this whole Amy Rose voice actor situation. I know many fans would love Anna Kendrick, who voices Poppy from the Trolls, to be the movie Amy Rose in Sonic Movie 4 for the entirety of the Sonic movie universe, but if it can't be Cindy Robinson, then I'd choose Kimiko Glenn, who voices Izzy Moonbow from My Little Pony. So let me know what you guys think of that. For Sonic Frontiers 2, when it comes to the PlayStation 6 technology, I have a feeling that if Frontiers 2 also has like kind of like the island structure from Kronos to Ares, imagine they were to use some of the things that you see in Ratchet and Clank, for example, when you can transport to different worlds. So for example, you throw a ring and then you can go into a completely different location on the fly instead of loading. And I feel like if they're using Unreal Engine 5 and the PS6 capabilities, that would be something super awesome. And I know you guys are going to say, oh, I don't want it to be on PS6. This game will probably be on the PS6, and Frontiers 2 will be on the PS5 as well, so do not worry about that. It would just be cool to get certain features on each consoles. It would just be really awesome to see that. The Sonic Movie 4 concept modeler, who did the models for Sonic Movie 3, is returning to work on Sonic Movie 4. He worked on the models for movies filming in the UK, including Sonic 3, which took place in London, so I guess they'll be filming in the UK again instead of Vancouver. So obviously you can see here concept model, Sheffield University, and then Sonic 3 Paramount Pictures concept modeler. So yeah, they're going to be filming in the UK again. Also, the concept modeler who previously worked on Sonic 3 just has started working on the models for the next one last month. Now I want to show exactly what that will look like, because obviously Sonic has changed the way he's looked every movie to obviously become older, and I have a really good feeling that this is how Sonic's going to look like in the next film. But before we get into that, I want to talk about the Sonic Frontiers 2 art style. And I feel like because Kishimoto and Nezuko are going to be listening to fans more, they could be using this art style from Unleashed, where it's kind of like stylized and like super like cartoony, but then also realistic at the same time. Because I feel like if they were to go on like that super Crash Bandicoot kind of animated style, I wouldn't really like it, because Sonic has always been like that, like really like realistic character. So I want to see like that kind of balance as like we've seen it in Unleashed. And the way Sonic Crossworlds looks, especially in its beta test, which was supposed to be how the game originally looked, that looked incredible when it came to the whole Unreal Engine 5 project. Sonic Movie Updates also found another person working on Sonic Movie 4, who's the storyboard revisionist for the movie, and she's only worked on the movie for 2 months. So yeah, they've been working on the whole storyboard and all the planning for the movie. So yeah, they're going to be starting to film very soon, guys. And I feel like it's going to be Anna Kendrick for Amy Rose, because a lot of people just want it. Now, the model for Sonic Movie 4, I feel like it's going to look something by the artist Anthony312, which directly explains how Sonic's going to be getting more older. So obviously you've got like more of like this aggressive, like older look with like the more sharper quills and the slightly more determined Sonic. And I feel like in Sonic 3 he was like still kind of young, but was like going into kind of that like adventure energy. But now I feel like we're going to be going to that sort of like that modern Sonic vibe, so that's going to be really cool to see. So let me know what you think of that design in the comments. Sonic Movie 4 will also be going back to London as well, so you can see here. Now guys, you have to listen to this. Now this is crazy because I completely forgot that Kishimoto said this, but for Frontiers 2 they have one job: do not break our bet, or else you'll know what happened to this fanbase's reaction, and if you don't, I don't want to be part of this this crossfire ever again. So that's a quote from Sonic Lumina. And Kishimoto said this back in 2023. Thank you for all of the feedback, and thank you for translating it back into Japanese. Regarding the character's Sonic's model, animation, and direction, we agree that there are issues to address, and as you pointed out, we will work on these in the next installment. So that is 100% confirmation we'll be seeing a better Sonic model, better animations, more of that squash and stretch but stylized input, and we saw this in the whole Unreal Engine 5 beta test. So yes, we will be seeing a whole brand new experience, and we will be seeing that on the 11th of December. Okay, either 11th of December, which might be like a CGI trailer, or we might be seeing it on the 5th of June, which is when probably we'll be able to see gameplay, because that's when the Summer Games Fest comes out. And obviously you've got the Game Awards, 11th of December. Are you guys excited? Everyone to spam in the comments, just say, I'm super excited, because I'm so excited too. So yeah, there's major new game announcements and world premieres, and obviously Sonic is a huge company, so it's going to be a world premiere. This is so exciting. Now there's another rumor regarding Sonic 4. It will reportedly feature a larger budget and an expanded storyline, making it Sega's and Paramount's most ambitious Sonic movie yet, by Daniel RPK. We are super excited for this. And for Sonic Frontiers 2, if you guys need more confirmation, Sonic Team are currently hiring for a character designer and supervisor for the Sonic series, so Sonic series. This is not Sega, this is not another franchise, this is Sonic the Hedgehog, so you guys can't argue that it's not for the Sonic mainline game series. This will be for Sonic, and also before people say it's going to be for rendering or art promotion or ads, it won't be, I promise you, because they don't really focus on that. And the proof of that is if you guys look at like how they use promotional like game models on like Twitter or Instagram, they are terrible. So you know it's just for the games, and obviously they're focusing on that because that's the most important part. Make sure you guys smash the like button and subscribe, only if you like me as a person though, because I'm really excited for this game, guys. You have to let me know. Are you guys excited? I'm so excited. This is going to be incredible. I implore you guys to check out my 1,000 hours in Sonic Frontiers. This was a really fun experience, and I want to show you exactly how Sonic is supposed to be in an open zone. So yeah, have an amazing day, guys.